Hello, McFatter Technical High School students and parents. It is Thursday, February 3rd, and we are here with your monthly update from McFatter Technical High School and Technical College. I am Jeanette Johnson, the director and principal here at McFatter, and with me, as always, are our assistant director in charge of the high school, Mr. Daryl Harris.
Good day. Hello.
And our magnet coordinator, Miss Lily DeCastro.
Hi, how are you?
Hello to both of you on this lovely winter day, and hello to everyone else who's joined us this week. So we've got a lot to go through, so we're going to dive right in, and I'm going to take the liberty of starting by sharing an exciting announcement that if you follow us on social media, you may already be aware, but just in case you're not, McFatter is very, very proud. We learned, I guess it was earlier this week or late last week, that we have been named by Magnet Schools of America organization as a Magnet Merit School of Excellence, which is the highest honor they give. We are one of only 4 magnet programs in high schools in Broward County to have received that honor. We are very proud, and it's a direct indicator of the quality of the program that we offer here, as well as the success of our students. And so therefore, it is a testament to everyone. It is a testament to the staff here. It is a testament to the students. It is a testament to the students' families that support them, that we now have this honor. So we're very excited. I also want to mention that it is a testament to Miss Lily DeCastro, who was tasked with filling out the application for the evaluation process, which was quite a rigorous and challenging process. I know it took a tremendous amount of her time and energy. So, Mr. Castro, we thank you for all the work that you did putting on paper what our school is about. And I believe you also had some testimonials from some graduates and from parents and some business and community members, so we thank them as well. I don't know if either one of you wanted to say anything about it. It was quite exciting for us.
Yeah, thank you. I have a great topic to write about. So, and something that means a lot to all of us. So I think that's what came across on the paper. So it was exciting and an honor because we haven't applied for that. To win it the first time, we've done it in over 10 years, is pretty awesome. So,
kudos to you and to everyone.
Thank you.
Okay, so with that exciting news out of the way, let's talk about some more day-to-day type things that might be on people's minds. I know, Mr. Castro, you wanted to update families about report cards and interims. So if you would go over that information.
Yeah, so let me apologize in advance. They're outside working on the facility, so there might be a little background noise that pops up. So I just want to share that report cards due for the second marking period come out today. Those can be found on Virtual Counselor, and any student any issues, questions, concerns, reach out to the counselor regarding that. And I want to remind people also that any classes that have EOCs may not reflect a grade because it takes the first plus second quarter grade plus that EOC. So Algebra 1, Geometry, Biology, US History require an EOC to get the grade. So that line may be blank if that was offered in the fall. And then interims for the third quarter, the new classes, they come out on February 11th. That will be a paper copy that the parents can receive. They will be given to the students. So ask your students on February 11th. But if you want to look ahead, and I remind you that grades are always available on Focus for all students and parents. If you need help getting access to that, also please reach out to the counselor.
I want to go back to one thing you said about report cards for the classes that have EOCs where it may not reflect the grade yet. That's because those kids have taken the EOCs, but we don't necessarily have the results yet.
Correct.
Do we have any idea historically how long it's taken to get those results?
It may have happened, but because we can't see the report cards anymore, when we used to get a hard copy,
Gotcha.
I could give you an answer, but because it's on Virtual Counselor, if it's not there, it will be there very soon.
Okay.
So yeah, I just wanted to prepare people that they may still be missing.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Next, I know Mr. Harris is going to talk about an early release day coming up. We do have an early release day on February 14th. Those of you who've lived in this district for a number of years know that February 14th, 2018 was a day that was difficult and shocking, and there are no words for what happened that day when everything happened, the tragedy at Marjory Stoneman Douglas. And so ever since then, the district has marked that day with remembrance and service and love, and has provided opportunities for schools to do recognitions on their own campus, allow people time for reflection and comfort. So Mr. Harris, if you would talk a little bit about that day.
All right, thank you, Ms. Johnson. So, so McFatter, in conjunction with all of Broward County, the public schools, as well as the communities across Broward County, we're going to host a day of service and love just to commemorate the 17 lives that were lost and those that were injured as a result of the tragedy at Marjory Stoneman Douglas on February the 14th, 2018. Seems like yesterday, but the years are passing by. But it will be a non-instructional day. And when I say that, we will have specific activities and several activities planned throughout the day for our students to express love, commemoration, some really special activities that I believe will enrich the students and also have an opportunity to reflect. There will be a moment of silence, I believe at 10:17 a.m. across the district. So we will participate in that. And although it's a non-instructional day, we really want our students here because we are a small but a really large community in heart being here at McFatter. And I think it'll be a chance for us to bond, to reflect. All of our counselors will be here that day if kids need any additional support. But we have been focusing a lot even this year on our social and emotional component of our student learning. So they will be here to support our students if we have any issues or concerns that our students or staff may need. So a very special day, and we want to be a part of it. We want our McFatter family to be a part of it as well on February the 14th.
Yeah, I want to echo what you said about encouraging students to be here and the supports that will be in place, despite the fact that there won't be academic instruction going on in the classes. What we have all experienced first with Marjory Stoneman Douglas and what happened there, and then certainly with everything that's gone on with COVID, is we've learned that grief and challenge and stress manifest themselves in different ways with different people. But one thing that doesn't change is that when you can be supported and lifted up by others who care about you, it can make the process a little bit more bearable. And we really encourage our students to be here that day so that they can be lifted up and lift up others, no matter where they're at in the process of reflecting on Marjory Stoneman Douglas's tragedy or anything else that's transformed their lives. So it will be a difficult, but ultimately, I hope, powerful and optimistic day in terms of what people can take away from it. So, speaking of other days of note, will you also mention the 21st?
Yes, that is President's Day. So there will be no school on February the 21st. So a long weekend for our students, but a day also to reflect on February the 21st, President's Day. So that's another day that we have off, and not just off, but to reflect as well.
So the 14th is an early release day, but the 21st is an actual school.
No school complete, absolutely.
Right. Continuing with the theme of dates to know about, Mr. Castro, can you please talk about SATs and who that will impact?
Thank you. So on March 2nd, mark your calendar. The 11th graders will all have an opportunity to do a school day SAT. It can be used for various purposes, getting ready for post-secondary planning, for alternative scores if somebody needs them for FSA, ELA, or math. And so March 2nd, 11th grade will be testing 9:15 right at the beginning of the school day. So prepared, having breakfast on campus, and we're mentioning it now because our next recording won't be till after March 2nd. So
and it's free. We want the
it's
kids
free.
to know it's free.
All 11th graders will take
Do
it.
they go to their regular first period class, or will they be going somewhere different?
I am not sure. I have not seen the schedule. Mr. Mims will share that with the teachers. So if your student can't tell you the answer to that question, ask them to either speak with either Miss Bluth can provide the answer, or because that's the counselor for 11th grade, or their academic teachers will know their first.
Although they may not want to ask yet, because we're, like you mentioned, it's still a month away. It's almost literally a month away. It's March 2nd, but since we won't be having another these videos before then, we wanted to go ahead and mention it. So it may be that the schedule hasn't even been finalized yet. So
Probably in about 2 to 3 weeks, they'll know which room they're in. We just want them ready, and they can use their PSAT results to do some preparation. If they put in about 15 minutes a day from now until then, they can make big leaps if they're focused through what's available through Khan Academy and using their PSAT results specifically from the fall test.
and they can also, Mr. Harris, correct me if I'm wrong on this, can they come to our after school program for some additional support prepping them for the SAT?
You're absolutely correct. And that is one of the components that when we put together our plan for our after school program was SAT prep, AP prep. So please take advantage of that. Speak with your 11th graders, speak with their teachers, find out. And those usually on Tuesdays and Thursday afternoons from 4:30 until 6 p.m. So tutoring and support will be provided.
So we wanted to specifically mention that because although the tutoring program's been going on for a while, there may be students who haven't felt the need to do it because they haven't felt the need to get tutoring support for their classes. But we wanted it on their radar in case they would like some additional prep here in this next month before they take the SAT if they're a junior. So great. Mr. Castro, can you update us on the magnet admissions and acceptance process and where we're at in that process for our families who may have younger children or friends of the family who are seeking admissions for next year?
So great news. We had a lot of interest in McFatter for the upcoming school year, the 2022-2023 school year. The first application window has closed. It closed on February 1st. We do have enough applications that we will be going to random selection and we'll have a wait pool. They will reopen at some point in the future for any late applications, but anyone who applies in the late window is not considered, and even as siblings, would not be considered until our wait pool from the first application window is empty. They are reporting on their website at this time that March 3rd, they will start releasing the results. And the fastest way to get those results will be by going through the new family dashboard. It will report on any applications at that point, or it will say that it hasn't been updated. If you look now, it will be obvious their outcome there at that point on March 3rd. Once they do release that information, they let us know who received a seat, and then I can send out messages for the plan for registration at that point. So it's exciting. I can't wait to meet the new set of people who are, our new ninth graders that will come in. We will also have a few 10th and 11th graders because due to relocation, we do have a few seats in those grades as well for the upcoming school year.
So I think that one of the big takeaways for families who may have applied and is that basically the month of February, you're now waiting. And the reason for that is that all of the applications that came in all the way up to the date of the deadline now have to be reviewed to determine if those people are eligible before they can conduct the lottery pool, the random selection, which, as Ms. DeCastro has made clear, we don't do it here. The district does it. Ms. DeCastro is reviewing all the applications that have come in to identify who meets criteria. And then the district does the lottery selection from among all the candidates identified as having met criteria. You mentioned siblings. Obviously, siblings who meet criteria and who next year will still have a sibling here in the school will be admitted without having to go through the lottery process. But even those people aren't officially notified, I believe, until the lottery is done. So March 3rd, it sounds like they'll have the results of the lottery, which we then quickly follow up with the families to provide them the information on here's what you do now that you've been admitted. Or if you weren't selected, here's what you need to know. So since that's March 3rd, we'll have a little more information the next time we do these recordings.
Absolutely. A lot happening at the beginning of March.
Absolutely. Okay. Mr. Harris, I think we wanted you to update our families on some good news from our BPA club.
Yes. So back in November, our students did their regional competition against several other schools in our district. Our students normally perform very well, and they did not disappoint again this school year. So we did have many of our students qualified to attend our state BPA State Leadership Conference. Actually, we're taking approximately 32 students up to Orlando. They'll be traveling. They'll be attending the Business Professionals of America Leadership Conference, February the 24th through the 27th. That's in Orlando. So they will be competing in many different areas, as such as fundamental word processing, database applications, Java programming, keyboard applications, administrative support team, and many others. Our students will compete, and I'm sure they will not disappoint because they are currently the state chapter of the year for Business Professionals of America. And those students that do it well, they will have an opportunity to qualify to attend the National Leadership Conference, which will take place in May in Dallas, Texas. So that should be another amazing opportunity for many of our students to do well and compete and represent McFatter Technical College and High School. So just a great job our students are doing. This is just one of many areas as far as competition. Later, Mr. Castro will come back over the next month and talk about Skills of America. Just so we don't highlight that. Great event, great opportunity for our students to just show, to highlight and to showcase their amazing work that they're doing in their technical program.
Yeah, we're in the time frame of the Skills USA competition, so that's why those updates will come next month. But
Yes.
We definitely wanted to be sure to highlight BPA. And I just remembered we wanted to make sure as well that we recognized our cybersecurity students who participated. One of our groups of students participated as a team in a national cyber patriot competition, and they finished second in the entire nation, which is just absolutely phenomenal. So kudos to them as well.
Yes.
Speaking of other exciting things, we are happy to announce some updated information regarding graduation. Our graduation date, location have finally been confirmed and can be publicly released. So graduates from the McFatter Technical High School and Technical College class of 2022, our graduation will be held on June 3rd at 7 p.m. at the Broward Center for the Performing Arts. So it is an in-person graduation, and prior to COVID, Broward Center had been where we'd had our graduations for the last several years. It's a beautiful facility and a lovely ceremony, so we're very excited about that. Don't get nervous yet about details about tickets and that sort of thing. That will come later. This is really almost like a hot off the presses of confirming the date. We also know that some of our students had already started ordering caps and gowns back in the early fall, and then we had to pause it because the district had to go through a new vendor selection process. For our school, that process should be finalized in just over 2 weeks. So we expect by late February to restart the cap and gown process for those who had not already ordered. So for now, we just want you to mark your calendars regarding graduation and know that later this month, and certainly in next month's March update, we'll have some more updates for you, more details about graduation and tickets and caps and gowns and that sort of thing. But we're very excited to have that on the calendar. We also wanted to do just a couple of reminders related to COVID. No policies or procedures have changed since the last time we did one of these recordings, but we did want to remind parents of 2 things related to COVID testing. If your child has taken a PCR test and you are awaiting results, you need to keep your child at home until you get the result. A student who is awaiting test results is to remain at home in quarantine until they have the results. You can notify us that that's the reason for the absence, and your child can access instruction through the Teams links and not be counted absent as a result, but they do need to stay home till they have the result. Similarly, if a child has tested positive and has had to stay home for a certain number of days, we explain when, any of those students who have to stay home, someone from administration is in contact with that family and talking to them about how long they need to stay at home. In some cases, students who have tested positive can return from isolation earlier than usual if they take and provide a negative test result. However, we need you to be sure that you need to contact either Mr. Harris or me and provide the negative test result prior to the student showing up on campus. They can't just show up, because the teachers are all instructed on how long the quarantine is. And if a student shows up in their class during that time frame, they're directed to have the student removed from class. So that's why if the student tests negative, we need you to reach out to Mr. Harris or me, provide us with the negative result. We then clear them for the early return from their quarantine isolation, and we notify the teachers as well. So those are two areas where we're still seeing parents get confused and kids coming to school either while still waiting for results or without having cleared that negative result. Mr. Harris, I think those are the only two glitches that we're still seeing with COVID protocols. Would you agree, or is there anything else we need to update families on?
You explained it well, and the good part about it, I think all of our students, families are doing the right thing by taking care of themselves. Things are definitely getting better, but we have to continue to be diligent and just focus and make sure that we can provide the best safe environment for our students.
Definitely, and I appreciate you mentioning things getting better. As many of you could tell from the parent link phone call recordings you get from me, when we first came back from winter break, it was bad. We had 52 cases between the high school and post-secondary. We had 52 cases just in that first week that we were back. And it was very discouraging, but the cases dropped off. Last week, I think they were in the low teens, and this week, I think we've only had one case all week, and it's not from the high school, it's from post-secondary side. So we're hopeful that that means things are turning around, which we had been told to expect. We had been told to expect January could be bad, and then it'll start lessening as we moved into February. So let's keep our fingers crossed. And I think that's all the information we wanted to go over this week. Is that correct?
We got it all.
I should say. I mean, we covered a lot, but I think we covered it all. So as we've mentioned a couple times, the next video will be Thursday, March 3rd. And we'll have, as we mentioned through this video, several updates at that time, as well as looking towards what's going on in the month of March. So until then, families and students, we thank you for joining in. We appreciate your support and your participation as part of our McFatter community, as always. Mr. Harris, Mr. Castro, have a lovely rest of your day. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.